Hello everyone, this is Dan Gramza, and welcome to Gramza Market Studies for Monday, December 28th. I hope everyone had a nice long weekend, kind of a rare treat when it comes to the markets, and for those of you who celebrated Christmas, I hope you had a wonderful celebration. Let's look at how these stock indices finished the week out. Going into this long weekend, and we can see there are all these green candles which represent to me buying. And if you look at the NASDAQ market, it is beautiful. It has been so orderly, behaving properly. We are looking for follow through today. We see a little bit of firmness here in Asia, Australia, New Zealand, that time zone. And we're looking for follow through in today's session. Not necessarily a huge day, but we are looking for follow through. We see consistent behavior here in the stock indices. But when it comes to the currencies, we have a little bit different mixed bag of markets. The euro, we're expecting some buyers to start coming into that market, which means that the US dollar would be getting weaker. Right now, this market has gotten low enough that the sellers are losing their energy. That's what this implies. And I think we're getting near levels. We're looking for an updated day in that market. We can see in the Swissy, this market did trade through that buy point. The sell point here was December 8th. The buy point here would have been December 24th. The difference between those two lines would be $3,750. The Japanese yen continues to struggle, and we expect that kind of behavior today. So kind of a neutral kind of reaction. Australian dollars, we are looking for follow through in today's session. The difference between that sell point and this buy point in that market was $2,000. And but we are per contract, we are looking for follow through again to the upside for that market. British pounds, this market has gotten low enough to find some buying actually, although it's struggling. Now this green line has been moved down here. That was not, it was after this has already occurred. That's in preparation for the advanced video. But right now we're looking for the possibility of buyers trying to come into that market as well. And the same thing for Canadian dollars. We're looking for buyers to continue, but this is getting near levels. That's a big deal. So this is not an easy move now for this market. And that's why you see that red line tightened up a bit, because this is at a significant level in terms of follow through, I think, for a Canadian dollar. So would not be surprised to see weakness today in the Canadian dollar, even though so far in Asia it is firming up. Now, interest rates. As I mentioned to you earlier last week, we're looking for a sideways market, and that's really what we've seen. You know, the sellers have come in a little bit, but they're not knocking the heck out of this thing. It still looks like an unchanged type market. I would look for more of that behavior this week. But in the notes and in the bonds, we are looking for a continuation of these markets to the downside. We see heavy selling here in the Asian time zone for both of these markets. So we are looking for follow through in that market, continued weakness on that side of the fence. And when it comes to metals, well, gold is firming up a bit, and we are looking for that to continue as well. I think that 1120 level is going to be a big one though for gold, if we can get through that. Silver, same thing, 1780 is going to be a big one if we can get through that. Copper, we are looking for copper to continue on. And it's got a nice setup. It's nice and clean. We just don't want it to go too fast. And this market has a tendency to do that. When it comes to the energy markets, though, we are looking for a continuation for crude oil. We're looking for this market to continue to the upside, and the same thing for natural gas. I want to point out something to you. I know I go into detail on these red and green lines in the advanced video, but I want you to be aware that this market, we've been talking about these profits and things like that. So when a trade is taken off, I like to tell you about it because I've been asked about them. But in this market, this is an example of a market that did not reach magnitude objective to the upside or to the downside. So on this day, last week, it would have created two losing trades for that market. And what are we looking for, though? We are looking for buyers to come back in natural gas. And when it comes to the grains, well, beans, we're looking for buyers to come back into that market. And we can see they're knocking on the door here right now. And we talked about that sell point last week. From this sell point down to this buy point, you can see here in the Asian time zone we have traded through that, or I should say this was last week, the 28th for today. This market traded through that point. That would be 35 cents or $1,750 a contract. That's the dollar value of this move. So when you see this red line on the bottom, it means that would now be a new sell point. And for corn, we are looking for follow through. It is getting near a very significant level. Sellers could be easily come back into this market around that 715 to 720 or 420 level. And wheat. Well, wheat's slowing down here. Buyers have been trying to come in, but the issue with wheat is that we've never seen follow, or we haven't seen follow through for about the last week and a half or so. Well, this concludes today's market studies. I hope you found a few ideas helpful. Looking forward to being with you again tomorrow. And in the meantime, take care.